morning. I have kind of a busy day today of tractoring. I've got a 10-acre chunk north of us that needs to be hit with the field cultivator, and then I'm going to need to come back here, hook up to the disc, go disc a 25-acre chunk, come back here, hook back up to the field cultivator, and then go disc a 30-acre chunk. And then once all that's done, I'm going to come back and get in the planter, fill the planters, and go plant. That's the goal for today. We'll see how it works out. But I already have the field cultivator hooked up, so I'm going to head north and do that field up there with the field cultivator, then come back, put the disc on, disc up that 25 acres, come back, hook up to the field cultivator again, and then go field cultivate the rest of it. And the reason why I'm doing that is because of the fact that the 25-acre chunk that I need to get to, I have to drive through one of the fields that need to field cultivate in order to disc it. So I don't want to field cultivate it and drive over it a couple different times and then plant, because then it creates ground compaction. So I'm going to be flip-flopping. If the disc was already hooked up, I'd just go disc it and then hit everything with the field cultivator, but you know, my luck's not that good. And I'm sure at some point today the tractor's going to need some dinosaur bones put in it to keep it rolling. So what better way to go do a field, come back, unhook, fill up with fuel, and disc again. I'm not gonna lie, I think I angered a few people traveling down the road at 7 o'clock this morning with the tractor. I may have made them a little late for work. And it really wasn't my intention, but when you start honking and flashing your lights at me and telling me I'm number one by using a particular finger, I'm gonna slow down. Alright, so I got the one field disced, and right now I'm disking my way out to cover up the tracks so I don't create hard pan. Now I'm going to fold up, go back to the farm, hook back up to the field cultivator, bring that out here, field cultivate this field, the field on the other side of those trees, and then there's another little field on the other side of those trees. And then after I'm done with all that, I should be able to start planting. Look at what I found. The mud scraper that fell off the disc earlier this year. I found it. That's a good find. Usually I don't find those. And I do find them, but usually it's a few years later and they're rusted and bent, broke, and all kinds of crap, or I find them in a tire. But this one's in good condition, and I can bolt it back on again and reuse it. It makes me happy. Filling. Ooh, sure is hot in these rhinos. It's a warm one out. It's only 88 degrees, but man, it just feels like it's hotter out, especially when you're loading seed and everything. You get out of the, air conditioning, it sucks. Now granted, it's only 90 degrees outside, but it's a wet heat. You know what I mean? I'm crossing a bridge right now, stopping traffic. Yeah, how you doing? Thanks. How's your mama? I have to admit, I'm rather impressed with these planters. This field was an old hay field. We just picked this ground up this year, and it was an old hay field, thick, grassy hay, and I worked it down the best I could with the equipment that I have to get it to where it's plantable. It's still not perfect. It's very clumpy because of the root structure that was there. But with the pneumatic downforce on these planters, rather than our old drills bouncing across the top and just dropping seed, the pneumatic downforce is forcing the planters into the ground and covering the seed up like it's supposed to. And I'm really impressed. This field is where these planters are really shining. Got all the worked ground planted. Not my best day today, but not my worst day either. I planted 70 acres. I worked 70 acres and planted 70 acres, so not terrible. It's like 8 o'clock. So I'm going to end the video here. Tomorrow we're going to be back at it, working ground again. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.